If you ask, in what way did queer people impact the Harlem Renaissance, one might say that it couldn't have existed without them, without us.
The thing that struck me was the discovery that the most luminous luminaries of the Harlem Renaissance were all gay and lesbian.
To be black and gay, to be a double negative in America, is more than a notion and was like being a part of a secret society.
And that's one of the things that makes this so interesting to me, is that it is both the first time in American history when you have African Americans and whites interacting in a non-clandestine way.
Something thrilling was happening in New York City at the dawn of the 20th century. Thousands of black folks made their way to a redeveloping neighborhood called Harlem, and a cultural revolution was born. The Harlem Renaissance, or the New Negro Movement as was often referred to at the time, produced monumental works from poets, singers, artists, and intellectuals. Langston Hughes, Josephine Baker, Count Basie, and Billie Holiday were just some of the visionaries who gave voice to black identity and illuminated the struggles of a segregated world. While many people know about the works and figures of the Harlem Renaissance, what is less widely known is how many of those luminaries were queer, and how their queerness not only informed their work, but contributed greatly to the impact of such a formative period in American consciousness.
When you were starting out as a writer, you were a black, impoverished homosexual. You must have said to yourself, gee, how disadvantaged can I get?
Oh, no, I thought I hit the jackpot.
Oh, great.
It was so outrageous you could not go any further, you know. It had to be, so you had to find a way to use it.
The Harlem Renaissance had been happening all this while. I was part of a little group in it called the Niggerati. And so while I hadn't published things like Langston or County or even Wally, I had written one poem that Langston had retrieved from a wastebasket and given to Charles S. Johnson the year before, or 2 years before. It was a poem called Shadow. It created kind of a sensation at the time. It was considered to be a race poem, although I hadn't meant it to be. And it was considered to be quite something. I mean, it was a poem that the newspapers picked up and would print when it was necessary to say something about blacks, something good about blacks, and art. And it got quite a bit of unwarranted acclaim. It appeared in almost every anthology of Negro poetry at the time. I intended it to be a soul-searching poem of another kind of lonesomeness. Not the lonesomeness of being racially stigmatized, but otherwise stigmatized. You see, I am a homosexual. Shadow. Silhouette on the face of the moon am I, a dark shadow in the light. A silhouette am I on the face of the moon, lacking color or vivid brightness, but defined all the clearer because I am dark. Black on the face of the moon. A shadow am I, growing in the light, not understood as is the day, but more easily seen because I am a shadow in the light.